What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen. I saw this story earlier today, and I was waiting to see if more details came out. And boy, did more details come out. The story I'm going to talk to you guys tonight about is what happened to a Dallas-Fort Worth 17-year-old mother. Her name was Ikea Hood, pictured here. This woman was gunned down by her on-again, off-again boyfriend, Trayvon Wright, pictured here. He's also 17 years old. Guys, I'm going to play this short news clip. I want you to pay attention to what's said, because honestly, even though this is a tragedy, I find fault on both sides, and damn, this whole thing could have been prevented, man. I think with just outside support. Take a look.
A U.S. Marshals task force arrested a 17-year-old for the shooting death of a teenage mother.
17-year-old Ikea Hood was shot and killed over the weekend. She very recently gave birth to a baby girl. According to court documents, 17-year-old Trayvon Wright was the one who murdered her. Police say they were in an on and off relationship, and he believed he was the father of the child. He was not, and he found out. Fox 4's Rebecca Butcher live in Dallas with the update. Rebecca.
Yeah, Steve. Well, Dallas police say that 17-year-old Ikea Hood was shot and killed by her boyfriend. In an arrest warrant affidavit, says that Hood planned to tell the suspect that he was not the father of her newborn child. Dallas police say 17-year-old Trayvon Wright was arrested for murder Tuesday by U.S. Marshals and booked into the Dallas County Jail. The victim, Lancaster High School junior Ikea Hood, was fatally shot Sunday morning at her mother's home on Grambling Drive in southeast Oak Cliff, according to Wright's arrest warrant affidavit. Hood's family has said she gave birth to a baby girl just 3 weeks prior. According to the affidavit, Hood's mother told police the suspect and Hood had been in an on-again, off-again dating relationship for the past 2 years, and that Hood had recently learned that her newborn daughter had not been fathered by suspect Wright. Hood's mother also told police her daughter planned to confess to Wright Sunday, January 7th, the day the murder took place, according to the documents. They also say Wright believed the newborn child to be his. The affidavit says Hood's mother heard a loud noise in her home around 10:30 a.m. and said she'd seen Wright in Hood's room. She found that the door was locked from the inside. The 17-year-old girl's mother became concerned for complainant Hood's safety and began banging on the door. She then approached Hood's bedroom from the outside and noted that the window was open and that the screen had been pushed outside of the residence. Hood's mother discovered Hood was suffering from a gunshot wound, and Wright was gone. She dialed 911, and when paramedics arrived, they found Hood deceased. Dallas police have not said where they arrested Wright or how they tracked him down, and they have not said whether a possible murder weapon was recovered or where Wright may have gotten the gun. Hood was a member of the Tigerettes dance team at Lancaster High School and also danced with Next Level Community Dance Group in Dallas. Yeah, and there will be a balloon release happening tomorrow at Lancaster High School at 5 p.m. in honor of Ikea Hood. Meanwhile, Wright's bond has not yet been set.
All right, guys, that's the story, man. And may this young lady, Ikea Hood, rest in peace. But I'm going to be real with you. The reason why this thing is tragic is because everybody lost. Little girl never know a mother. She won't never get to see her daughter grow up or experience life again. This guy right here, Trayvon Wright, threw his life away when all he had to do was bow his head and walk out. I'm going to tell you something. Pride is a terrible thing when it comes to men, young men. Without proper male guidance, situations like these are bigger than life. Usually I go off on the guy, but he's 17 years old, and I try to go by the judgment of what makes people do what they do. I'm going to tell you something. Crime of passion between young people, a lot of times when they're this young and they don't understand heartache. A lot of guys take the lives of girls in this situation because of two things. And it's an and or disrespect or disappointment. I think Mr. Wright suffered both. Now, in no way, shape, or form what he did was the correct path of action, but he hurt. He hurt and said they was on again, off again, boyfriend and girlfriend. I can understand his hurt. I cannot condone his action, y'all. For real. When I was in high school, you know what I mean? Your hormones up, your emotions all over the place. Disappointment is real. She's a pretty girl. She was in the dance team. I'm sure a lot of guys liked her. She was a prize for a lot of guys that wanted to be with her. He felt as though he was the champion, having her on his arm. A lot of people can't let that go. Now, she messed with somebody else. They went back with him and on again, off again. He got used to that. But I will say this. Let me say this real quick. I don't want to stay on him. The thing that upsets me with this is this guy, and the reason why I brought up proper male guidance, nobody is teaching them about safe sex. Seriously. She was having unprotected sex with two guys. Now, I will tell you this. She did find out the baby was not his, and she womaned up and said, hey, I'm going to confess to him, the child's not him. A lot of women nowadays and back in the day didn't even do that. How many times we see where men find out a baby's not theirs after the baby's like a teenager or grown up. So I got to respect her on that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people would have been mum's the word because he was all in and believing he was the dad. It's just poor choices. They both having unprotected sex, and especially as him as the boy. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even out of high school yet, and you trying to be a dad. It's like people would choose to be parents before they choose to be high school graduates. 3 weeks old. She was a mother for 3 weeks and lost her life, y'all. Lost her life. Everybody lost. Now I'm wondering, whoever baby that is, being that the mother died, did the father take the child now, or how does that go? I don't know. I've never been in that situation. Somebody leave me a comment, let me know how that goes. But I mean, all in all, this is a tragedy. I mean, I'm about to say a travesty, a tragedy. And I mean, I feel bad, man. Like, my issue with him is, why would you go to her house with a gun? First of all. Second of all, she told you the truth. She fessed up and you still killed her. No respect. But I mean, he's 17 years old. I'm 50. Who am I to talk about how he felt unless I was thinking about how I was at his age? Would I have been devastated? Oh, yeah, I'd have been devastated. I would have walked out, though. I wouldn't have took it to the extreme and took her life. You shot this girl in her mama's house, then jumped out the window and ran like nobody knew you was there. And that's the part that's making me think. They in the house with the door closed. The mom, she told the mom he was coming over for her to fess up and say, hey, tell him the baby's not his. I'm sure he knew something when he came over there. I think he brought that gun because he planned on doing something. But he was teetering on it, on whatever the answer was. My thing is this, as a mother or a family, when he came over there, that's something big. You got to be close by because you don't know the reaction of this young man. It seemed like he came over the house the way it was explained. He came over the house. They didn't even know he was in the house yet. Because the door was closed. They heard a pop, go open the door, something. He then jumped out the window. My only thing of him jumping out the window was running is because he might not think she might have brought him in and he didn't see nobody. He didn't think nobody knew he was there. All in all, that was the wrong thing to do. And you know, when boys of this age, they need a lot of male guidance, man. They do. They need a lot of male guidance. Somebody that's been down that road before with them to where they can talk to. I wonder if he had anybody to talk to. I wonder if a lot of these people don't have people to talk to that have experienced something and can calm them down sometimes before all that gunfire go off in their heads and they lose their mind and take somebody's life. She did not deserve that. This guy's in jail, probably for the rest of his life. Ain't experienced nothing. You took a mother from her child because you wanted to be the dad and found out that she wasn't the dad. Regardless if you was the father or not. Evidently, she still wanted to be with you. Now, I don't know if it was boyfriend or girlfriend then or not, but I don't know if she broke up with him or what. I mean, there's so many different things, but I just think that, you know, it's failure on both sides. Unprotected sex, support system. I would have never had him come over there and talk to my daughter without me being present when she dropped that bomb on him. That's the way I look at it. But I mean, just because you know your child don't mean you know the other person's child. So it's not like I'm really bashing the mom because they might have got along good around each other. He might have came off as a good kid. She might not have seen him like that. See, this is the thing. When you do these type of stories, sometimes instead of going all in, you got to really think about it like the way the story's explained. And I don't know. Like I said, may Ikea Hood rest in peace. This guy threw his life away. And the baby's just left here. Wondering why. Never get a chance to know her mother. Only see her in pictures like we did. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Man, you got kids that are this age, talk to them. Because I'm going to tell you something before I get out of here. Sex is not a sin. A lot of people act like it's a sin. It's a natural thing. You cannot stop your kids nowadays with everything being flashed in front of them, Instagram, people twerking and all kind of craziness. Movie ratings are different. Sex is going to be flashed in front of their face. It's going to be hard for them to resist. But you can do preventive measures by educating your children on what to do and what not to do. And in case unexpected accidents come up like this, you've got to be a part of their life. For real. Because ain't none of us promised tomorrow. And she was gone just like that from her child and her family. It's a damn shame he's gone too. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.